Hello everyone. I'm level 36 and glory to Castile. Welcome back to Iron Nest. We're here today to check out the challenge mode. I did a little bit of testing, a little bit of playing around. I think I know what I'm doing. So we're going to give this a go. I'm going to try and get the best score that I can. Today is the last day of the playtest. This is Iron Nest. It was in an open playtest for the community to find bugs, find issues, and give feedback. This is an awesome indie game made by a small developer, and they're interacting with their community in the Discord server. So please go down to the description, get on their Steam page, give this game a wish list, because this is so much fun. If you love these kind of analog controls, intense, high math, like paying attention gameplay, this is truly a game for you. So let's hop into the challenge and find out what we're doing. So here we go. We are in our Iron Nest, our giant walking artillery piece. We are playing the challenge mission. So this is where the high scores would show up if my internet was bloody working right now, but it's not, so my apologies. We are getting our orders from high command. Now, when I had first checked out challenge mode, I kind of misinterpreted this. I thought we had to destroy things in the order that high command was telling us to, but turns out these are our kind of pause buttons, as it were. So, glory to Castile. Your orders: destroy as much as possible before counter battery timer runs out. So essentially, blow up everything till we get blown up ourselves. There are 3 underground fire direction centers, FDCs. When one is destroyed, the counter battery timer is paused. Underground targets require armor-piercing shells. Check the unit designation chart on the map for more details. Iron Nest position is at B255, our kind of standard start point. There's a reference point, this reference point alpha, which is going to be a bearing and a distance from our spotter. Then there's our 3 fire direction centers. So FDC 1 is bearing 319 from alpha. FDC 1 is bearing 019 from spotter 3, who's located at F121. FDC 2 is bearing 167 from alpha. FDC 2 is 8.85 kilometers from spotter 1. FDC 3 is 032 and 7.53 kilometers from FDC 2. So, it would behoove us to know where these things are, because once we fire our first shell, the counter battery timer will start. At that point, we have 10 minutes to get as high a score as possible before incoming fire hits us. If we destroy one of these FDCs, we will pause that counter battery timer until the next shell we fire. We start off with 2 AP shells in both guns. So let's get this plotted out. So here is us. We are at B255, just to make sure. Let's plot out our spotters. So spotter 1 is at C8. What is that? I can't read it over here. 90. So C8 90 is spotter 1. Spotter 2 is off at F1 21. And spotter 3 finally is... oh no, that was spotter 3. Oops. Spotter 2 is that F? Let me just make sure. I want to make sure I'm hitting the right spots. F579. There we go. F5, 7, 9. Alright. So that is our spotter locations. Reference point alpha is 079 from spotter 1. Let's grab our yellow pencil. Zero 7 9. Okay, so that is the bearing that alpha is along. Reference point alpha is 3.83 kilometers from spotter 2. So if we grab our compass and go 3.83 kilometers, this should be reference point alpha right there, as it's on the intersection of our bearing and our distance. FDC1 is bearing 319 from alpha, so if we grab alpha right here, that's our distance measurement. I'm sorry. Grab our pencil again. It is going to be 319. So it's going to be pretty close up here. And then it is bearing 019 from spotter 3. So FDC1 is at reference point alpha, according to this. Interesting. One of the things to note is for these fortified targets, we have to use armor-piercing rounds. This is a area of effect calculator. So this is the amount of error we have. So that point right there has to fall. That's the amount of area that our round will affect, as opposed to like our HCHE rounds, which, you know, basically say to whom it may concern in this given grid square. Alright, let's get our second one. FDC2 is bearing 167 from alpha. I hope this is correct as far as alpha's position goes, otherwise this is going to stink. 167. FDC2 is 8.5 or 8.85 kilometers from spotter 1. Here is FDC2, supposedly. FDC3, and this one is just a dead recon from our last target, so if Alpha's position is wrong, all of this is wrong. But luckily we can do some reconnaissance. FDC3 is 032, and .35 kilometers. So right there. That is fire direction center 3. All right. So we have all 3 of our locations marked out on the map. Now let's do some reconnaissance. We are going to send a reconnaissance aircraft over position I-8. So over here in our requisitions area, one of the things we can do to reveal the map without launching shells is use reconnaissance aircrafts. They are expensive. They're 20 requisition credits. We only start with 50. But they allow us to kind of see what's out there without, you know, actually sending a round down range, which will prevent us from hopefully dying. Or it doesn't start the countdown clock. So we're actually going to do H9. Is that right? H9? Yeah, H9. So if we come over here, we're going to say we want a reconnaissance aircraft to go over position H9. It's going to cost us 20 points, but no counter battery tire. And we get our area, which means our calculations were slightly wrong. That's where that FDC is. Now, we could spend another couple requisition points, essentially another 20, which we don't have that many more right now, to send another plane out and across, which might be worth it to identify some more targets. So let's actually do that. Let's say we're gonna go for, I think they always start from the same spot, so we kind of want to cover the most terrain possible, but I also kind of want to catch this, so let's do like 08. Hopefully I don't regret this by spending all of my credits. So let's do 08. Alright, we have 10 credits left. We literally cannot afford another one. Wow, we were off. We were way off on our calculations. Jeez. Well, I'm glad we did the reconnaissance, because wouldn't have been good without it. How did I get this so wrong? I must have had either one of the spotter locations wrong, or my bearings and angles wrong. Oh, I'm dyslexic. It's 97, not 79. Yeah, that'll do it. Well, I could calculate where FDC 2 is. Or we can start shooting and find it on the flip side. So obviously I was a little bit wrong about where everything is. So if we look here, we have our ally, enemy, infantry, recon, artillery, mechanized, fire director, and supply cache. Undergrounds require AP rounds. High priority targets give us additional requisition points, and then structures don't move. So if we look here, we discovered a supply cache. That's going to give us some additional requisition points, so we're probably going to want to shoot that. But before we decide on that, we're going to want to do our firing solutions for the 2 known fire direction centers, so that we can kind of pause our countdown whenever necessary. So, wrong one. We're going to grab our red pencil and calculate our firing solutions. So for FDC1, that is our solution, and for FDC3, that is our solution. I'm amazed we still got in the ballpark with my completely wrong references. That's where Alpha was, for reference. Jeez. I was not doing well. Alright, So first one is second. So let's head over to our firing computer. These have to be AP shells. These are going to be target type fire direction center. Bearing to target is going to be 61.4. Distance to target is 14.52. Takes 3 powder charges. Calculated. So then our second one is going to be the same setup as before, but instead the angle is going to be 45.4. The distance is going to be a significantly shorter 8.98. 2 rounds. There we go. So now if we come over here, 8.98, 50 or 45.4. That is FDC1. This is FDC2. Maybe that's not alpha. Maybe it's a different reference point. Now, in terms of targets we're going to want to hit, anything close to each other is usually good. So like there would be a good spot to put a, not necessarily this because this is underground. We can't hit that with a high burst charge. But it would be a good idea in general to hit 2 at once or hit 1 at a time. Let's see. Artillery gives us some extra counter battery time, so we may want to hit artillery first. So let's do our targeting solutions for our artillery. Clear my clipboard real quick. Honestly, if I can clear everything on the map currently, I'd be amazed. Because I'm not really that good at this game. As much as I really do love it, it's really fun. And I'm also assuming things don't move, but I actually don't know if that's true. So artillery, these we're going to hit with HE rounds, because they're cheap. And we're going to get 62.5 and 14.8. 3 powder charges. And then 54.5 HE 9. 0.32. 2 powder charges. Alright, this one's going to be our further one, 62.5. This one's going to be our closer one. And we're just laying these out so we have a set of options to pick from for our targeting. Clear up our clipboard so we can pick out our next targets. So let's just say next up we want to hit these 2 down here, so our 2 mechanized units. Hopefully they aren't really moving, otherwise this is going to kind of stink. We're going to do that one. That's one. And let's just say we're hitting all of our Let's do a far shot one. That one. This time our target type is gonna be mechanized. HE shells. 75 point or 72. Let's be careful about our numbers. Not such thing as close enough in artillery in reality. $17.104 powder charges. There we go. I just nuked one of my things, but I think it's fine. It's the one I was trying for. So next up, 66.0 HE. $10.03. 3 charges. And then 73.5 HE and 9.53. These calculations are much easier to do when we're not actively being shot at. Alright, match up the angles. 73.5. 60. And that one got picked up a little weird. So we're going to put this one here, even though it's, you know, or actually no, this one goes way out here. 72.5. Alright, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 HE targets. Let's try and hit this supply cache, and then we're going to try and hit a fire control, or a fire direction center. So this will be our last planned shot for now. So 56.3 armor piercing, 10.9 kilometers, 3 powder charges. There we go. So let's select our targets. Let's hit our mechanized targets first. Left gun, right gun. Well, let me put this on my clipboard. There we go. Left gun, right gun, HE rounds. Let's get this ready to go. Send that tube forward. Send that tube forward. Two powder charges. Three powder charges. I want to see the loading order for this, so if I get these next rounds queued in, if I go over to my requisition station and say that I want to order, you have to be a little careful here. So HEs are 3 and APs are 2. So let's order a armor piercing shell to the left magazine. and then 1 to the right magazine. So this way we know we have at least enough to stop the countdown and to hit our kind of middle target there. I think this is a good setup for our first 4 shots. So it's going to be HE, 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 AP, AP. So 6 shots. First 6 shots. Alright, left gun elevation. This needs to be 57.18, so almost 60 degrees there. Right gun is going to be 40 degrees. Left gun is going to be our first shot, so 73. $73.5, 73.5, 73.5, 57.18 left gun elevation, 40.12 right gun elevation, high explosive 2 charges, high explosive 3 charges, flight times calculated. Alright, we're only firing left gun first because we're at 73.5. Arm everything. I think we're ready to fire. We're ready to start this. So this is going to start our countdown clock. So we got to be a little bit quick after we hit this button. Glory to Castile. Alright. First round's on the way. Waste no time. Get the next round going. We're going this way. 66.6. Counter battery timer has started. 66.0. I'm sorry. 66.0, 66.0. Let's just mark that mission as complete. Armed. Ready and fire. Alright, let's see if we hit successfully. Target destroyed. Let's start getting our next round in the tube. HE, burst load. Get ready to load. Stop our steam duct from going off. Counter battery timer is going down. 10 minutes till effective counter battery fire. Let's see if we spotted anything else. Targets destroyed, target destroyed. Excellent. Our next fire missions are going to be on. Let's just get these off our clipboard. We are going to fire on our artillery. So, left gun, right gun, set. HE loaded. HE loaded. 2 charges. Send it forward. 3 charges. Send it forward. We are going to 54.5 on the rotation. Five, 4.5. Get these up to angle. 55.92. 2. This one is going to 56.32. 56.32. 55.92. 54.5. Get everything ready. Arm. Fire. 5. And we are now going to 62.5. 62.5. Arm. Ready. Fire. Target destroyed. Alright, no time to waste. We got 400 seconds left. This is our armor-piercing shells. Whoops. It's down on the bottom. Used it forever to get around. Why is this stuck still? Alright. Did we destroy it? We did. Alright, we should have gotten some more counter battery time. Let's lay out all of our trophies down here. Alright, so first up, left gun. We have to make sure we fire this one first, otherwise this second shot's not going to be worth very much. Come on, let me... This is being slightly annoying. There we go. So, armor piercing. 3 charges. Armor piercing. Both of these are 3 charges. Okay, getting ready. 56.3. 56.3. We only need 43, so a little bit lower. That one's basically up at the top again. $43.60. 43.60. Let's see, 56.3, 56.3, arm, and fire. 58.08, 58.08. 61.4, 61.4, 5808. Ready and fire. Destroyed. Destroyed. Alright, well that one's on the way. We have 250 seconds left. Let's see if we land a shot. We did. Fire Control Center 3 has been destroyed, and we have stopped our timer. Our spotters have moved, and we have some new artillery on the map. Hostile artillery spotted there. Where's the other one? Haven't necessarily spotted anyone else. But we are out of shells. Let's see how our requisition points are doing. We have 46 now. So we can afford another plane. Where do we want to send it? Let's get some intel out here. Let's do D6. So D. Well, that didn't really reveal very much. It's a bit unfortunate. We've got 2 targets. One's very close to a friendly infantry. Hey, there's our spotter. I'm assuming we lose points if we hit friends. Alright. So we have 2 more targets planned. Let's start off, let's get 2 star shells, because I want to be able to potentially get some more intel. So left magazine 1, right magazine 1. They're also cheap as chips, so it's worth it. For funsies, let's get 2 big burst shells. So that's 1, 2, 1, 2. So I suspect this is going to be our last battery. We got 1, 2, 3. We have 4 spots left on each. So let's do 2 AP. Or 2 HE. Need to keep money left for our AP shell. I have just enough. And lastly, F magazine AP. So we've got star shell. High intensity shell, star shell, high intensity shell, and regular high explosive, and then we have finally an HE shell for our fire control center. So long way. Let's do some math. From there. Well, actually, what we do is we set this so it's over both the things we want. And we narrow it in, and that shows us where the center is. Then we drag this to that center point. Now we know we're actually going to hit what we're aiming at. Who else is out here? Artillery is always good to target because that gives us more time. And let's plan out a star shell out into the field here. So let's just do like there. So this one is going to be star eight to target is going to be star. Distance is going to be, doesn't really matter, but let's just say 15.03 for powder charges. That's our star shell load. Oh, then 68.5. Target is going to be enemy artillery. Distance is 15.291529 for star shell, not what I wanted. We're gonna do HE. This one cancel. There we go. And then finally 53.6. This one is a target of to whom it may concern. $10.70. Let's put these on the map. So our star shell is there. HE shell is there. And then our high pressure shell is there. For other targets, so we've got 2 HE on the map right now. We have 2 more HE shots. We also have another star shot. Let's put the other signal flare, let's just say right up here. So this is going to be our other star round. Then let's put one right there. And let's put one right there. And then we'll see if there's any other enticing targets that show up. So 64 point. This is a little finicky, I will say. 64.2. This is just going to be regular infantry. High explosive shell. 15.94. Uh, 67.1. I don't know. Probably mechanized. It's going to be an HE shell. And 12.15. And then 33.8. Star. At 7.20. Drop these on the map. Star round. HE at 67.1. Well, I thought it was mechanized. It's actually infantry. That's okay. Sounds good. We're hitting both of those. That one, that one. Star, star. We've got one more known target, or three more known targets in the map. I don't think anyone else is close enough for a high pressure round to hit both of them. Yeah. So let's see what we can get, and then we have our targeting card already created for our this one here. So we're going to load up both of our star rounds and get this stuff ready to fire. So let's grab both of our star targeting cards. They'll cooperate. So 2 and 4 respectively. How are we doing on powder charges? Decent right now. For being this early in development, sound design in this game is amazing. Everything just sounds so heavy. $43.2, 45.9. Let's get our next shots queued up. So that's going to be our airburst charge. That's going to be HE. All right. 33.8, 33.8, 43.2, and then follow on is 45.9. Armed, confirmed, and fire. This will restart our counter battery timer, so, you know, now we need to be a little bit quick. Let's get our other star shell out there. This one's like turning around the world here. $82.2. Good enough. It's just a flare. I didn't arm it, but hopefully that means it's fine. Let's see this one revealed. Absolutely nothing. Great. Ooh, another supply depot. Okay, that one might be worth hitting, but that's an AP round task. However, we are currently targeted close enough for just sending it. So since we are already on target essentially with this infantry unit, we're just gonna 1, 2, 3, 4. Lock in. Send you forward, and we're gonna grab our this one. This is gonna be our left gun. This is 3 powder charges. We're gonna need to order some more powder charges. And as soon as this is done moving, which it is, everything's happy. Load and fire. That one's on the way. That one's locking in for loading. $53.6 and then 42.80. How are we doing? 60 seconds left. Ah, crap. 42.8. Arm. Fire. Alright, no time left for dilly-dallying. Let's grab our last fire center. I don't even know where that went. There's that. And an HE target out here. Come on, get on my clipboard. AP's gotta be left gun. We gotta get this ready to go. Send that one forward. How are we doing? 10 seconds. Ah, crap. Gas mask. Load what we can. Ah. I think they might have gotten us. Well, that was quite intense. Let's see how he did. Maybe my internet's working enough to get me a nice score now. Survey says no. Thanks, internet provider. I love you, my friendly internet provider. Oh, well. This has been fun. The challenge mode is hard. I feel like 10 minutes should last way longer than it does. Oh, man. All best laid plans gone to waste. But, I think there's truly one way to send this off. Oh. We already loaded? Well then. Oh no, we're out of powder charges. This one's all kinds of not wanting to work. No. Did I bug it out? Was I not supposed to be able to do this? It's not letting me load the cannon. Well, that's alright. We did get blown up after all. But I think there's one way to send this out. This has been Iron Nest. This is an amazing game, made by an indie dev, definitely worth the support. You should definitely go wishlist it right now on Steam. Go buy it when it comes out. It's supposed to come out this year. Check out their Discord, and I will see you all in the next video. And remember, your hearing loss is not service related.